The river wears a ribbon made of silver winter light. February sunshine painting Porto soft and bright. Steam above my coffee, someone laughs across the room. Old brass lamp is glowing in the golden afternoon. Tiny boats are drifting where the water meets the sky. Letters in my notebook that I never meant to write. Every little heartbeat finds a gentle swinging tune, humming with the record in this Porto Café room. Outside the city's moving in a quiet, lazy way, but here the clocks are slower and the years all fade away. Stay with me in this Riverside Café, where golden February melts the cold away. Nostalgic vintage songs are floating through the air. In this 1950s dream, I wanna stay right here. Stay with me, let the river softly shine. We'll keep this little moment frozen in our mind. Your coat hangs on the chair, still holding drops of rain. You tell me of the places you may never see again. I answer with a smile, tracing circles on my glass, hoping that this quiet day is never gonna pass. Trumpet in the corner plays a gentle minor line, like memories of something we forgot to leave behind. Streetcars ring an echo from a distant hazy street, blending with the rhythm of our restless tapping feet. Outside tomorrow waits upon the cobblestone, but here inside this cafe, we are not alone. Stay with me in this Riverside Café, where golden February melts the cold away. Nostalgic vintage songs are floating through the air. In this 1950s dream, I wanna stay right here. Stay with me, let the river softly shine. We'll keep this little moment frozen in our minds. Someday we'll remember just a shadow and a sound. Coffee rings on tabletops, the way the sun went down. If life becomes a station where we're always passing through, I'll close my eyes and take this afternoon with you. So stay with me in this Riverside Café, where fading winter slowly turns to early May. Nostalgic vintage songs still dancing in the air. In this 1950s dream, I'm glad to find you there. Stay with me, while the river whispers low. Golden February light is all we need to know. The river wears a ribbon made of silver winter light. February sunshine painting Porto soft and bright. Steam above my coffee, someone laughs across the room. Old brass lamp is glowing in the golden afternoon. Tiny boats are drifting where the water meets the sky. Letters in my notebook that I never meant to write. Every little heartbeat finds a gentle swinging tune, humming with the record in this Porto Café room. Outside, the city's moving in a quiet, lazy way, but here the clocks are slower and the years all fade away. Stay with me in this Riverside Café, where golden February melts the cold away. Nostalgic vintage songs are floating through the air. In this 1950s dream, I wanna stay right here. Stay with me, let the river softly shine. We'll keep this little moment frozen in our minds. Your coat hangs on the chair, still holding drops of rain. You tell me of the places you may never see again. I answer with a smile, tracing circles on my glass, hoping that this quiet day is never gonna pass. Trumpet in the corner plays a gentle minor line, like memories of something we forgot to leave behind. Streetcars ring and echo from a distant hazy street, blending with the rhythm of our restless tapping feet. Outside, tomorrow waits upon the cobblestone, but here inside this cafe, we are not alone. Stay with me in this Riverside Café, where golden February melts the cold away. Nostalgic vintage songs are floating through the air. In this 1950s dream, I wanna stay right here. Stay with me, let the river softly shine. We'll keep this little moment frozen in our minds. Someday we'll remember just a shadow and a sound. Coffee rings on tabletops the way the sun went down. If life becomes a station where we're always passing through, I'll close my eyes and take this afternoon with you. So stay with me in this Riverside Café, where fading winter slowly turns to early May. Nostalgic vintage songs still dancing in the air. In this 1950s dream, I'm glad to find you there. Stay with me while the river whispers low. Golden February light is all we need to know. Shadows on the river as the daylight slips away. People close their windows at the ending of the day. Lanterns on the terrace start to blossom into gold. Doro keeps on shining like a story being told. Waiter wipes the table, sets the glasses 2 by 2. Streetcar in the distance rings a note of faded blue. You are pulling off your gloves and shaking off the rain, smiling like you're ready to begin the night again. There's a quiet little magic in the air tonight. Every stone in Porto seems to catch the light. Evening lights over the Douro turn the water into wine. Every ripple holds tomorrow, every heartbeat keeps the time. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly playing through the room. As the city falls asleep, our little cafe starts to bloom. Steam above the kettle draws a curtain in the air. Old men by the doorway talk of things they used to dare. Posters on the wall have all their colors slightly gone, but the band behind the curtain plays a brand new hopeful song. You lean on the railing with the river at your feet. Boats become like fireflies along the cobblestone street. I can hear you humming with the saxophone's reply, blending with the evening and the purpley silver sky. Somehow every passing second feels like something more, like we've waited all our lives to find this cafe door. Evening lights over the Douro turn the water into wine. Every ripple holds tomorrow, every heartbeat keeps the time. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly playing through the room. As the city falls asleep, our little cafe starts to bloom. Maybe years from now, when we are strangers in a crowd, we will hear a distant trumpet playing soft and low and loud, and remember how the river looked on this forgotten night, how the rain became a curtain and the lamps became our light. Evening lights over the Douro paint your shadow next to mine. Every laugh and every sorrow glowing warm in 1959. Nostalgic vintage songs will keep on echoing our names in this Porto Riverside Café where nothing feels the same. Evening lights over the Douro, let them never fade away. Hold this moment like a record we'll replay every day. Shadows on the river as the daylight slips away. People close their windows at the ending of the day. Lanterns on the terrace start to blossom into gold. Doro keeps on shining like a story being told. Waiter wipes the table, sets the glasses 2 by 2. Streetcar in the distance rings a note of faded blue. You are pulling off your gloves and shaking off the rain, smiling like you're ready to begin the night again. There's a quiet little magic in the air tonight. Every stone in Porto seems to catch the light. Evening lights over the Douro turn the water into wine. Every ripple holds tomorrow, every heartbeat keeps the time. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly playing through the room. As the city falls asleep, our little cafe starts to bloom. Steam above the kettle draws a curtain in the air. Old men by the doorway talk of things they used to dare. Posters on the wall have all their colors slightly gone, but the band behind the curtain plays a brand new hopeful song. You lean on the railing with the river at your feet. Boats become like fireflies along the cobblestone street. I can hear you humming with the saxophone's reply, blending with the evening and the purple silver sky. Somehow every passing second feels like something more, like we've waited all our lives to find this cafe door. Evening lights over the Douro turn the water into wine. Every ripple holds tomorrow, every heartbeat keeps the time. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly playing through the room. As the city falls asleep, our little cafe starts to bloom. Maybe years from now, and we are strangers in a crowd, we will hear a distant trumpet playing soft and low and loud, and remember how the river looked on this forgotten night, how the rain became a curtain and the lamps became our light. Evening lights over the Douro paint your shadow next to mine. Every laugh and every sorrow glowing warm in 1959. Nostalgic vintage songs will keep on echoing our names in this Porto Riverside Café where nothing feels the same. Evening lights over the Douro, let them never fade away. Hold this moment like a record we'll replay every day. Rain writes little rivers on the cold cafe window. Streetlights turn to halos in the misty afterglow. Chairs are mostly empty, just a coat left on a seat. Footsteps from the hallway slowly fading down the street. You arrive in silence with your collar turned up high, shaking off the weather from the dark Atlantic sky. I slide you a coffee with a quiet little grin. Feels like every raindrop says it's time to come on in. Outside the world is dripping in 1,000 shades of gray, but here the saxes whisper in the chill of night away. It's a quiet rainy night in the Riverside Café, listening to the rhythm of the drops along the bay. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly floating through the room, while the Douro hides its glitter underneath the silver gloom. Candle on the table makes a circle made of gold. framing all the stories that we're brave enough to hold. You talk about the summers that you lost along the line. I answer with a memory of winters just like mine. The piano finds a pattern, slow and tender, low and sweet. Echoes off the ceiling and the worn out wooden seat. You are drawing faces in the water on your glass, watching how they tremble every time the thunder cracks. Some nights are meant for crowds and bright electric light, but this one feels like it was made for only us tonight. It's a quiet, rainy night in the Riverside Café, listening to the rhythm of the drops along the bay. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly floating through the room, while the Douro hides its glitter underneath the silver gloom. If tomorrow finds us walking separate city streets, we'll still share this little shelter where the storm and music meet. Every note a tiny lantern, every raindrop like a rhyme, hanging in the smoky air, suspended out of time. On this quiet, rainy night in the Riverside Café, we let the old slow records wash our worries all away. Nostalgic vintage songs keep tracing circles through the air, in this 1950s corner where the world can't find us here. It's a quiet, rainy night and I don't need the sun to shine. If the rain, the jazz, and you stay in this Porto dream of mine. Rain writes little rivers on the cold cafe window. Street lights turn to halos in the misty afterglow. Chairs are mostly empty, just a coat left on a seat. Footsteps from the hallway slowly fading down the street. You arrive in silence with your collar turned up high, shaking off the weather from the dark Atlantic sky. I slide you a coffee with a quiet little grin. Feels like every raindrop says it's time to come on in. Outside the world is dripping in 1,000 shades of gray, but here the saxes whisper in the chill of night away. It's a quiet, rainy night in the Riverside Café, listening to the rhythm of the drops along the bay. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly floating through the room, while the Douro hides its glitter underneath the silver gloom. Candle on the table makes a circle made of gold, framing all the stories that we're brave enough to hold. You talk about the summer that you lost along the line. I answer with a memory of winters just like mine. The piano finds a pattern slow and tender, low and sweet. Echoes off the ceiling and the worn-out wooden seat. You are drawing faces in the water on your glass, watching how they tremble every time the thunder cracks. Some nights are meant for crowds and bright electric light, but this one feels like it was made for only us tonight. It's a quiet, rainy night in the Riverside Café, listening to the rhythm of the drops along the bay. Nostalgic vintage songs are softly floating through the room, while the Douro hides its glitter underneath the silver gloom. If tomorrow finds us walking separate city streets, we'll still share this little shelter where the storm and music meet. Every note a tiny lantern, every raindrop like a rhyme, hanging in the smoky air, suspended out of time. On this quiet rainy night in the Riverside Café, we let the old slow records wash our worries all away. Nostalgic vintage songs keep tracing circles through the air, in this 1950s corner where the world can't find us here. It's a quiet rainy night and I don't need the sun to shine. If the rain, the jazz, and you stay in this Porto dream of mine. Sunday morning sunlight on the river, soft and clear. Church bells in the distance say a brand new week is here. You're waiting by the corner with your coat half buttoned tight, smiling like the city just woke up to see the light. Vendors set their tables down along the cobblestone. Children chase the pigeons through a square of orange stone. We leave the sleepy cafes with their half-erased goodbyes, climbing to the bridge where Porto touches up the sky. The world feels light as paper in the Sunday morning breeze, and every little worry loses weight above the seas. On a Sunday morning, walk across the bridge where the Douro writes its story at the edge. Nostalgic vintage songs are ringing softly in my mind, like an old cafe piano we forgot to leave behind. Rooftops like a carpet made of rust and tangerine, laundry on the balconies, a moving patchwork scene. Boats are drawing lines of white along the quiet blue, I'd point out all the places I would like to go with you. Your laughter bounces gently off the arches made of steel. We talk about the future like it's something we can feel. Down below, the little tram is tracing silver tracks, while we trade secret promises the city can't take back. Maybe we'll return here when our hair has turned to gray, to thank this Sunday morning for the lives we walked away. On a Sunday morning, walk across the bridge where the Douro writes its story at the edge. Nostalgic vintage songs are ringing softly in my mind, like an old cafe piano we forgot to leave behind. If every week is mountains that we struggle up and down, let this be the gentle valley just outside the busy town, where nothing has to happen and no clock can chase our feet. Just the river, you and I, and quiet Porto at our feet. On this Sunday morning, walk across the bridge. All our scattered little fears fall off the ledge. Nostalgic vintage songs will be the soundtrack to this view of a 1950s Porto, drawing sunlight around you. On a Sunday morning, walk across the bridge. I could live my whole life at the edge, with the river far below and all the sky above so wide, and your hand like a ticket to the brighter, softer side. Sunday morning sunlight on the river, soft and clear. Church bells in the distance say a brand new week is here. You're waiting by the corner with your coat half buttoned tight, smiling like the city just woke up to see the light. Vendors set their tables down along the cobblestone. Children chase the pigeons through a square of orange stone. We leave the sleepy cafes with their half-erased goodbyes, climbing to the bridge where Porto touches up the sky. The world feels light as paper in the Sunday morning breeze, and every little worry loses weight above the seas. On a Sunday morning, walk across the bridge where the Douro writes its story at the edge.
Nostalgic vintage songs are ringing softly in my
Nostalgic vintage songs are ringing softly in my mind, like an old cafe piano we forgot to leave behind. Rooftops like a carpet made of rust and tangerine. Laundry on the balconies, a moving patchwork scene. Boats are drawing lines of white along the quiet blue. I point out all the places I would like to go with you. Your laughter bounces gently off the arches made of steel. We talk about the future like it's something we can feel. Down below, the little tram is tracing silver tracks, while we trade secret promises the city can't take back. Maybe we'll return here when our hair has turned to gray, to thank this Sunday morning for the lives we walked away. On a Sunday morning, walk across the bridge where the Douro writes its story at the edge.
Nostalgic vintage songs are ringing softly in my mind.
Nostalgic vintage songs are ringing softly in my mind. Like an old cafe piano we forgot to leave behind. If every week is mountains that we struggle up and down, let this be the gentle valley just outside the busy town, where nothing has to happen and no clock can chase our feet. Just the river, you and I, and quiet Porto at our feet. On this Sunday morning walk across the bridge, all our scattered little fears fall off the ledge.
Nostalgic vintage songs will be the soundtrack to this view
Of a 1950s Porto drawing sunlight around you.
On a Sunday morning walk across the bridge.
I could live my whole life at the edge, with the river far below and all the sky above so wide, and your hand like a ticket to the brighter, softer side. Rain has stopped, but all the windows still remember every drop. Soft aroma from the counter, quiet clinking from the shot. I choose the little corner where the lamp is glowing low, with a stack of folded letters that I never meant to show. Pens and sugar packets scattered on the wooden shelf, trying to be honest when I barely know myself. Outside, the river whispers like it's reading what I write, while the record spins a ballad through the slow cafe night. Every word I'm putting down feels heavy, feels sincere, carried by the music that is hanging in the air. I'm writing letters in the Riverside Café, while nostalgic vintage songs softly play. Every light I'm chasing is a bridge from me to you, and this 1950s Porto dream of amber, brown and blue. Waiter tops my coffee with a sympathetic smile. He's seen every kind of heartbreak at these tables for a while. A couple in the corner share a cigarette and two. Their love ground makes me braver with the things I'm telling you. I write about the mornings when the city feels brand new, about the golden afternoons I wish I'd spent with you. And it begins to blossom when the paper drinks my heart. Every little sentence like a jazz piano part. Outside the chairman's rapping across the cobblestone, but here inside this corner I am anything but alone. I'm writing letters in a Riverside Café, while nostalgic vintage songs softly play. Every line I am tracing is a bridge from me to you, and that's 1950s Porto dream of amber, brown and blue. Maybe you will never read the pages that I filled. Maybe they'll stay folded in this cafe, waiting still between the sugar stains and coffee rings that time will make. Like hidden chords the pianist only hints at when he plays. Still I'm writing letters while the night goes drifting through in this Porto Riverside Café. And finally close to you. Rain is stopped, but all the windows still remember every drop. Soft aroma from the counter, quiet clinking from the shop. I choose the little corner where the lamp is blowing low, with a stack of folded letters that I never meant to show. Pens and sugar packets scattered on the wooden shelf. Trying to be honest when I barely know myself. Outside the river whispers like it's reading what I write, while the record spins a ballad through the slow cafe night. Every word I'm putting down feels heavy, feels sincere, carried by the music that is hanging in the air. I'm writing letters in the Riverside Café, while nostalgic vintage songs softly play. Every line I'm tracing is a bridge from me to you, in this 1950s Porto dream of amber, brown and blue. Waiter tops my coffee with a sympathetic smile. He's seen every kind of heartbreak at these tables for a while. A couple in the corner share a cigarette and two. Their laughter makes me braver with the things I'm telling you. I write about the mornings when the city feels brand new, about the golden afternoons I wish I'd spent with you. It begins to blossom where the paper drinks my heart. Every little sentence like a jazz piano part. Outside the tram is rattling across the cobblestone, but here inside this corner I am anything but alone. I'm writing letters in the Riverside Café, while nostalgic vintage songs softly play. Every line I'm tracing is a bridge from me to you, in this 1950s Porto dream of amber, brown and blue. Maybe you will never read the they'll stay folded in this cafe, waiting still between the sugar stains and coffee rings that time will make. Like hidden chords the pianist old Maven said when he played. Still I'm writing letters while the night goes drifting through in this Porto Riverside Café. I'm finally close to you. Closing time is coming for the Riverside Café. Chairs are turned and tables wiped, the band is packed away. You step into your overcoat, I grab my worn out hat. We trade a knowing look that says let's take the long way back. Door swings shut behind us with a tiny ringing chime. Street is almost empty in this sleepy winter time. Lampposts make a necklace up the hill and down the shore, guiding us to places we've not really seen before. The river holds the city like a secret in the dark. Every light reflected is a slowly falling spark. On a starlight walk along the riverside, where the Douro keeps our worries out of sight. Nostalgic vintage songs still echo softly in our ears as we wander through the night and through the years. Cobblestones are shining with the memory of rain. Footsteps make a rhythm like a long forgotten train. You tell me little stories that you've never shared aloud. How you learned to dance alone when music feared the crowd. I answer with a joke that makes you tilt your head and grin. Somewhere on a balcony, a radio cuts in, playing distant tinny jazz from someone else's room. Joining with the river and the faint perfume of gloom, it feels like Porto's holding out its hand for us tonight. Every bridge and window wrapped in soft electric light. On a starlight walk along the riverside, where the Douro keeps our worries out of sight. Nostalgic vintage songs still echo softly in our ears as we wander through the night and through the years. Someday when these narrow streets belong to someone new, they'll never know the quiet vows we left upon this view. But maybe they'll feel something when they hear a trumpet cry, like two forgotten figures walking underneath the sky. On this starlight walk along the riverside, I forget the restless world on the other side. Nostalgic vintage songs are playing gently in my chest, like the last slow dance that turned into a lifelong rest. On the starlight walk along the riverside, if the night could keep us here, I wouldn't mind. With the river at our feet and all of Porto fast asleep, this 1950s dream is one I'd like to keep. Closing time is coming for the Riverside Café. Chairs are turned and tables wiped, the band is packed away. You step into your overcoat, I grab my worn out hat. We trade a knowing look that says, let's take the long way back. Door swings shut behind us with a tiny ringing chime. Street is almost empty in this sleepy wintertime. Lampposts make a necklace up the hill and down the shore, guiding us to places we've not really seen before. The river holds the city like a secret in the dark. Every light reflected is a slowly falling spark. On a starlight walk along the riverside, where the Douro keeps our worries out of sight. Nostalgic vintage songs still echo softly in our ears as we wander through the night and through the years. Cobblestones are shining with a memory of rain. Footsteps make a rhythm like a long forgotten train. You tell me little stories that you've never shared aloud. How you learned to dance alone when music feared the crowd. I answer with a joke that makes you tilt your head and grin. Somewhere on a balcony, a radio cuts in, playing distant tinny jazz from someone else's room. Joining with the river and the faint perfume of gloom, it feels like Porto's holding out its hand for us tonight. Every bridge and window wrapped in soft electric light. On a starlight walk along the riverside, where the Douro keeps our worries out of sight. Nostalgic vintage songs still echo softly in our ears as we wander through the night and through the years. Someday when these narrow streets belong to someone new, they'll never know the quiet vows we left upon this view. But maybe they'll feel something when they hear a trumpet cry, like two forgotten figures walking underneath the sky. On this starlight walk along the riverside, I forget the restless world on the other side. Nostalgic vintage songs are playing gently in my chest, like the last slow dance that turned into a lifelong rest. On this starlight walk along the riverside, if the night could keep us here, I wouldn't mind. With the river at our feet and all of Porto fast asleep. This 1950s dream is one I'd like to keep. Last few cups of coffee growing cold on wooden chairs. Waiter stacks the saucers while he hums a minor air. One more couple lingers by the foggy window pane, tracing little circles in the ghost ghost of evening rain. Chalkboard by the doorway has its letters almost blurred. Pilates plays a final, barely whispered closing chord. Lamp above the counter throws a halo on the floor as the owner turns the sign to closed upon the door. Every night ends softly in this quiet little place, like a record slowly fading in a cloud of warm embrace. It's closing time at the Riverside Café. Nostalgic vintage songs are drifting away. We gather up the stories that were spilled across the night, fold them into shadows in the weak electric light. Chairs go upside down like flowers sleeping on the stem. Glasses catch the last reflections of the city's gems. You are wiping down the table where we laughed an hour ago, smiling like you're not yet ready for the night to let us go. I offer you my overcoat, you hang it by the door. Promise we will meet again the way we did before. Outside the door murmurs like it's asking for one more, but the key is in the lock and we are sweeping up the floor. Soon the only music will be footsteps on the ground and the memory of a saxophone's last lonely sound. It's closing time at the Riverside Café. Nostalgic vintage songs are drifting away. We gather up the stories that were spilled across the night, fold them into shadows in the weak electric light. Some hearts break at midnight, some are quietly repaired over half finished espresso and the kindness of a chair. When the door is finally bolted and the curtains all are drawn, the echoes of their secrets stay to greet the coming dawn. So at closing time at the Riverside Café, we let the ghosts of laughter gently stay. In this 1950s Porto room where lonely people met to borrow warmth and music they're not ready to forget. It's closing time, but the melody remains, hiding in the corners and the coffee stain. When tomorrow lights the windows and the river starts to shine, we'll rewind the record to the start of closing time. cups of coffee growing cold on wooden chairs. Waiter stacks the saucers while he hums a minor air. One more couple lingers by the foggy window pane, tracing little circles in the ghost of evening rain. Chalkboard by the doorway has its letters almost blurred. Pianist plays a final, barely whispered closing chord. Lamp above the counter throws a halo on the floor as the owner turns the sign to closed upon the door. Every night ends softly in this quiet little place, like a record slowly fading in a cloud of warm embrace. It's closing time at the Riverside Café. Nostalgic vintage songs are drifting away. We gather up the stories that were spilled across the night, fold them into shadows in the weak electric light. Chairs go upside down like flowers sleeping on the stems. Glasses catch the last reflections of the city's gems. You are wiping down the table where we laughed an hour ago, smiling like you're not yet ready for the night to let us go. I offer you my overcoat, you hang it by the door. Promise we will meet again the way we did before. Outside the Darrow murmurs like it's asking for one more, but the key is in the lock and we are sweeping up the floor. Soon the only music will be footsteps on the ground, and the memory of a saxophone's last lonely sound. It's closing time at the Riverside Café. Nostalgic vintage songs are drifting away. We gather up the stories that were spilled across the night, fold them into shadows in the weak electric light. Some hearts break at midnight, some are quietly repaired over half-finished espresso and the kindness of a chair. When the door is finally bolted and the curtains all are drawn, the echoes of their secret stay to greet the coming dawn. So at closing time at the Riverside Café, we let the ghosts of laughter gently stay in this 1950s Porto room where lonely people met to borrow warmth and music they're not ready to forget. It's closing time, but the melody remains, hiding in the corners and the coffee stains. When tomorrow lights the windows and the river starts to shine, we'll rewind the record to the start of closing time. Sky is only half awake in pale and dusty blue. Street lamps slowly fading as the daylight filters through. Keys are in my pocket and the city's barely born. Footsteps on the cobblestone, I open up at dawn. Metal gate is singing as I pull it all the way. Dusty chairs are waiting for another busy day. Windows catch the river in a sheet of silver glass, while I wipe the night away from every empty glass. Silence has a heartbeat in this early morning light, like the cafe's breathing softly, getting ready for the night. I'm opening the Riverside Café at dawn, while nostalgic vintage songs are coming on. First record on the player, let the needle find its place, as the Darrow paints the sunlight on this 1950s space. I set the cups in rows like soldiers waiting to be used. Polish up the counter where last evening's dreams were brewed. Chalkboard by the doorway gets a fresh new daily line. Warm coffee, quiet music, and a peaceful frame of mind. Outside, a paper boy is cycling down the hill. Church bells start to tremble with a soft, uncertain thrill. I crack the window open just to let the river in. Smell of bread and harbor wind beneath the violin. Soon the chairs will fill with voices, coats and scattered plans. But now it's just the gentle dawn and music in my hands. I'm opening the Riverside Café at dawn, while nostalgic vintage songs are coming on. First record on the player, let the needle find its place, as the Darrow paints the sunlight on this 1950s space. Every chair remembers who has sat there in the past. Lonely hearts and laughing friends, the first and maybe last. Morning is a promise that we get to start again, with a simple cup of coffee and a half-familiar name. So I'm opening the Riverside Café at dawn, letting quiet hopefulness roll on. Nostalgic vintage songs will carry stories through the day, from the first soft ray of sunlight till the night is slipped away. I'm opening this little corner by the stream, where Porto wakes and steps into its dream. Sky is only half awake in pale and dusty blue. Street lamps slowly fading as the daylight filters through. Keys are in my pocket and the city's barely born. Footsteps on the cobblestone, I open up at dawn. Meadow gate is singing as I pull it all the way. Dusty chairs are waiting for another busy day. Windows catch the river in a sheet of silver glass, while I wipe the night away from every empty glass. Silence has a heartbeat in this early morning light, like the cafe's breathing softly, getting ready for the night. I'm opening the Riverside Café at dawn, while nostalgic vintage songs are coming on. First record on the player, let the needle find its place, as the Darrow paints the sunlight on this 1950s space. I set the cups in rows like soldiers waiting to be used. Polish up the counter where last evening's dreams were brewed. Chalkboard by the doorway gets a fresh new daily line. Warm coffee, quiet music, and a peaceful frame of mind. Outside, a paper boy is cycling down the hill. Church bells start to tremble with a soft, uncertain thrill. I crack the window open just to let the river in. Smell of bread and harbor wind beneath the violin. Soon the chairs will fill with voices, coats, and scattered plans. But now it's just the gentle dawn and music in my hands. I'm opening the Riverside Café at dawn, while nostalgic vintage songs are coming on. First record on the player, let the needle find its place, as the Darrow paints the sunlight on this 1950s space. Every chair remembers who has sat there in the past. Lonely hearts and laughing friends, the first and maybe last. Morning is a promise that we get to start again, with a simple cup of coffee and a half-familiar name. So I'm opening the Riverside Café at dawn, letting quiet hopefulness roll on. Nostalgic vintage songs will carry stories through the day, from the first soft ray of sunlight till the night has slipped away. I'm opening this little corner by the stream, where Porto wakes and steps into its dream. Suitcase by the doorway of a tiny hotel room, maps across the table in the early daylight bloom. Streets I've never walked before are calling out my name. So I follow cobblestones that all somehow look the same. Turn the corner slowly and the river comes in view. Boats like painted postcards on a sheet of shining blue. There beside the railing stands a quiet little place with a sign, Riverside Café, in a slightly faded trace. I push the creaking door and leave my old life at the street. Trade 1,000 unknown worries for a warm and distant sea. It's my first morning in Porto, first cup in this cafe. Nostalgic vintage songs, already know the words I'll say. Every note is like a friend who somehow waited here for me in this 1950s Riverside Café beside the sea. Waiter brings a coffee with a gentle practice smile. Asks me where I'm coming from and if I'll stay a while. I answer that I'm searching for a place I've never known. He laughs and says, in Porto you will never walk alone. Trumpet on the speaker plays a tune I can't recall, yet my heart is humming like I must have heard it all. Walls are filled with photographs in black and sepia brown. People I have never met who once sat and wrote and frowned. It feels like every table holds a story of its own, and somehow I belong here, even though I'm far from home. It's my first morning in Porto, first cup in this cafe. Nostalgic vintage songs, already know the words I'll say. Every note is like a friend who somehow waited here for me in this 1950s Riverside Café beside the sea. Maybe I will leave in just a week or maybe more, but this door will always open in my memory once more. When the city that I'm from feels a little cold and gray, I will close my eyes and taste this Porto coffee in my day. It's my first morning in Porto, but it feels like I've returned to a place I must have dreamed of long before I ever learned how a simple cup of coffee and a fragile melody could turn a stranger to a chapter in its history. It's my first morning in Porto, first cup in this cafe, and I know I'll carry this riverside forever on my way. Suitcase by the doorway of a tiny hotel room. Maps across the table in the early daylight bloom. Streets I've never walked before are calling out my name. So I follow cobblestones that all somehow look the same. Turn the corner slowly and the river comes in view. Boats like painted postcards on a sheet of shining blue. There beside the railing stands a quiet little place with a sign, Riverside Café, in a slightly faded trace. I push the creaking door and leave my old life at the street. Trade 1,000 unknown worries for a warm and distant sea. It's my first morning in Porto, first cup in this cafe. Nostalgic vintage songs, already know the words I'll say. Every note is like a friend who somehow waited here for me. In this 1950s Riverside Café beside the sea. Waiter brings a coffee with a gentle practiced smile. Asks me where I'm coming from and if I'll stay a while. I answer that I'm searching for a place I've never known. He laughs and says, in Porto you will never walk alone. Trumpet on the speaker plays a tune I can't recall, yet my heart is humming like I must have heard it all. Walls are filled with photographs in black and sepia brown. People I have never met who once sat and wrote and frowned. It feels like every table holds a story of its own, and somehow I belong here even though I'm far from home. It's my first morning in Porto, first cup in this cafe. Nostalgic vintage songs, already know the words I'll say. Every note is like a friend who somehow waited here for me. In this 1950s Riverside Café beside the sea. Maybe I will leave in just a week, or maybe more, but this door will always open in my memory once more. When the city that I'm from feels a little cold and gray, I will close my eyes and taste this Porto coffee in my day. It's my first morning in Porto, but it feels like I've returned to a place I must have dreamed of long before I ever learned how a simple cup of coffee and a fragile melody could turn a stranger to a chapter in its history. It's my first morning in Porto, first cup in this cafe, and I know I'll carry this riverside forever on my way. Suitcase by the bedside, ticket waiting in my coat. Tomorrow's early train will pull away from this old port. Room is almost empty, just a shadow on the wall of all the quiet moments that I know I will recall. Street outside my window hums a low familiar tune. Doro holds the city in the arms of silver moon. I should probably rest before the journey starts at dawn, but there's one more place in Porto I can't leave without a song. So I walk the winding alleys one last time tonight. Let the river and the rooftops lead me to the light. It's my last night in Porto, one more song. In the Riverside Café where I belong. Nostalgic vintage melodies will follow when I'm gone. So pour a little coffee and play one more song. Door is slightly open, I can hear the piano sigh. Waiter gives a knowing nod as I am passing by. Leaving in the morning, he can see it in my face. I answer with a quiet smile and choose my usual place. Couple in the corner share a whisper and a drink. Old man at the counter sits alone, too tired to think. Band begins a number that I've come to love so well, like a secret coded message only this cafe can spell. Every night I spend here feels condensed into this one. Every laugh and lonely hour circling round the setting sun. It's my last night in Porto, one more song. In the Riverside Café where I belong. Nostalgic vintage melodies will follow when I'm gone. So pour a little coffee and play one more song. Someday when the map of life is folded many times, when my hair is full of winter and my days are underlined, I'll unfold this memory like a worn out photograph. Hear the gentle Saxon glasses and that fragile burst of laugh. Maybe I'll return here when another year is through. Find a chair that still remembers how I used to sit with you. And if the band is different, if the faces all have changed, the river and the rhythm will be somehow still the same. On this last night in Porto, one more song before the train pulls all my days along. Nostalgic vintage melodies are stitched into my soul from this 1950s Riverside Café. I now must let go. It's my last night in Porto, but the music will remain. Every time I taste the coffee in a far or foreign rain, I'll close my eyes and hear this gentle crowd sing along to my last night in Porto. And I want more song. Suitcase by the bedside, ticket waiting in my coat. Tomorrow's early train will pull away from this old port. Room is almost empty, just a shadow on the wall of all the quiet moments that I know I will recall. Street outside my window hums a low familiar tune. Doro holds the city in the arms of silver moon. I should probably rest before the journey starts at dawn, but there's one more place in Porto I can't leave without a song. So I walk the winding alleys one last time tonight. Let the river and the rooftops lead me to the light. It's my last night in Porto, one more song. In the Riverside Café where I belong. Nostalgic vintage melodies will follow when I'm gone. So pour a little coffee and play one more song. Door is slightly open, I can hear the piano sigh. A waiter gives a knowing nod as I am passing by. Leaving in the morning, he can see it in my face. I answer with a quiet smile and choose my usual place. Couple in the corner share a whisper and a drink. Old man at the counter sits alone, too tired to think. Band begins a number that I've come to love so well, like a secret coded message only this cafe can spell. Every night I spend here feels condensed into this one. Every laugh and lonely hour circling round the setting sun. It's my last night in Porto, one more song. In the Riverside Café where I belong. Nostalgic vintage melodies will follow when I'm gone. So pour a little coffee and play one more song. Someday when the map of life has folded many times, when my hair is full of winter and my days are underlined, I'll unfold this memory like a worn out photograph. Hear the gentle sax and glasses and that fragile burst of laugh. Maybe I'll return here when another year is through. Find a chair that still remembers how I used to sit with you. And if the band is different, if the faces all have changed, the river and the rhythm will be somehow still the same. On this last night in Porto, one more song before the train pulls all my days along. Nostalgic vintage melodies are stitched into my soul from this 1950s Riverside Café. I now must let go. It's my last night in Porto, but the music will remain. Every time I taste the coffee in a far-off foreign rain, I'll close my eyes and hear this gentle crowd sing along to my last night in Porto and our one